JCC is it's a camp. It's a regular day camp for young kids up through teenagers. They have all kinds of different activities.
And has such a variety of things. Music classes,
swimming, arts and crafts, sports.
Field trips and even an overnight this year.
The JCC is a wonderful place. It truly embraces the entire community. The motivation of the JCC and the camp is to bring kids together and let them play and be kids.
He walks around saying hi to everybody, and everybody knows who he is, and everybody says hi to him.
What makes it different than any other camp is they have a full inclusion program where they actually have kids with all different types of disabilities that are fully included into camp life. The wonderful thing about it is they're considered regular campers, just like kids without disabilities. The old term for it used to be called mainstreaming. Many years ago, kids with disabilities were put separate from their typical peers in self-contained settings. Kids with all different types of disabilities are fully integrated into the whole day at the JCC.
Society is inclusive. We should represent what society is. Inclusion is. It's not something that is special. It's not something that is different. When I go to the mall, when I take a walk, when I see a play downtown, there are individuals with all different types of needs. They're with me. So it shouldn't be an oddity that we have individuals with disabilities. In our camp, it should be the norm.
We were told that she had Down syndrome, which is a chromosomal abnormality, pretty distinct, and you can tell right away. So we knew right away that she was going to be challenged in life, as we all are in different ways.
For us, it evolved very slowly for Adam. We didn't realize the extent of it at the beginning. The first thing we really noticed was that he wasn't holding his head up at 2 or 3 months old, and we remembered our older son had been much stronger at that point.
The closest thing they have to describing would just be pervasive developmental disorder. I mean, he's just globally delayed, physically and cognitively.
The JCC camp allows Adam to be with typical peers. He's in a self-contained special needs school during the school year, so camp gives him that opportunity to interact and do everything the other kids do, but he's treated just like one of the other kids in the program, which we really love.
I'm very active in the disability community, and I have heard from parents of older children with Down syndrome, children that were not even Jewish, that they had sent their kids to the JCC camp, and that this was really the best program around for kids with special needs.
What sets it apart from other programs is the support that they offer the kids who are the shadows for these kids with special needs.
Each child in the inclusion program gets a one-on-one inclusion counselor. The counselors go through extensive training before camp starts. The staff devotes a lot of time to talking to each parent about each child's specific needs and how they can make their upcoming summer a successful one.
My camper's name is Anderson. He's a 7-year-old boy with Down syndrome. I like the idea of forming a bond with a camper and being able to work with him to include him with the group. He and I kind of work together to help him make friends, and he actually got a play date this weekend with one of the other kids in the group, so that was awesome, and it felt really good to be able to include him.
Here, just everybody knows that they are no different than anybody else. Like, so what, they have a counselor, so what, they have a wheelchair. Like, they're just a little bit different, but they're still funny, and they're still, like, good people, and they're just like everybody else. They're just a little bit different.
You know, how is this gonna work? How is this kid gonna handle the issues that come up? But right from the start, I saw that that was not an issue because they have the support with Heather, Katie, and the other staff that really know what they're doing. Whenever there is an issue, they don't call all alarmists, like, we don't know what to do, They just say, hey, we're working through this issue and wanted to, get your input.
Many parents are worried when they send their child without a disability to day camp for the first time, and then there's obviously that whole additional level of worry for parents of children with special needs. But I felt very confident from the outset that the JCC staff was very well equipped to handle whatever came up in her day. These are people who have incredible patience with her and with other, kids that pose challenges. They've taken the time to learn about all different types of disabilities and what works in certain situations. The staff is very knowledgeable and competent about it.
We certainly want to say how much we appreciate peace of mind that it brings us, knowing that he's so well cared for during the day. We don't have to be concerned about his well-being while he's at camp, how meaningful that is for us.
We have lift-equipped buses in order for children to participate in field trips or go on outings. During camp, we have nursing staff here.
They could accept special needs children for the camp, but they want them to be involved as much as they can be, and they want to do everything they can to make sure that that's the case.
We have been blessed with these inclusion counselors who have taken a personal interest in Leah and our lives and actually become extended parts of our family.
It's just such a accepting environment, so I can be myself, which is nice. But it's also just everybody is treated exactly the same, and that's what the inclusion program is. And it's amazing to see the kids just all come in every day and run to your camper and be like, hey, I'm so excited to see you, and you're just so thrilled because they want to be around your camper.
I guess the name kind of says it all. It's inclusion, right?
For individuals and campers who have disabilities, they are growing up in a predominantly non-disabled world, and they need to learn how to be part of that world. They need to learn flexibility. They need to learn to be in large environments, how to transition, how to be around things that are uncomfortable, and I think that happens here naturally. Sometimes the pool closes. Sometimes an activity gets changed. Sometimes there are different kids in the group. All of those things are opportunities for kids to practice flexibility and practice transitioning, and those are skills that they're going to need throughout life, that we all need.
Sometimes we think there are things they're going to do that he might not be successful at. They convince us that it'll be fine.
This year he's in this higher age group where they go on these overnights, and he's never been on an overnight before, and I just said, definitely not. And Heather begged me. She's like, you have to reconsider. We really want him on this overnight, and she talked me into it.
She's got a group of friends. She calls her girls. She plays basketball with her girls, plays games in the pool. She's made huge strides in swimming and has even taught a bunch of her girls how to do skills that they didn't know before.
It makes me feel like what I'm doing is actually important and it helps people, so that's kind of why I work here.
Differently abled, typically developing. Those are terms that don't mean anything to the kids.
The best thing is that they're learning that it's not a big deal. It's natural. It's not a forced lesson that they're learning. It's just something that's happening naturally here.
To me, that's a real positive for the future.
For our typically developing campers, it really teaches them that everybody has value and everybody has worth, and that we all have a right to be here, and we all have gifts that we can give. That it's not just about tolerance, that it's about true acceptance and respect for what everybody brings to the table.
The benefits of the JCC to my family and to Leah have been amazing, but it's also my hope that what Leah brings to the table, the benefits that the JCC and the typical kids have received from Leah have been amazing also.
It's very expensive to do what we do, and we want to make sure that this is a camp that everybody can come to. And if we were to pass those costs along to families, it would be cost prohibitive for most families.
We literally don't pay $1 extra.
It's not easy. It takes a lot to do what they do.
The effort and the energies is immense. Costs are great, but I think the value and the values that the program promotes far exceed the cost.
20% of all children have disabilities. The statistics are now 1 in 5 children have some type of disability. We can't hide them. We can't say that they don't belong here. Of course they belong here. They should be going to camp with their siblings. They should be going to camp with their friends. They should be going to camp with their neighbors. That's how it should be. That is how it is supposed to be.
It's wonderful, and I think it's because society has realized that we all have something to teach and something to learn from each other.
If it wasn't for the JCC camp, I don't know what Adam would do all summer.
They're just amazing.
JCC's dedication to having all the parents pay the same price is bar none in the country. It's truly amazing that we have this gem in our community, and we need to continue to support it because it improves our entire community.